It was a scorching hot day for state track, and I'm not talking just about the weather. In field events earlier today, Landon Corker tied his school record of Fairfield, 6 feet 7 inches to take the 3A high jump title. In the afternoon, boys shuttle hurdle relay prelims. Davis County posted a time just under 1 minute and 2 seconds. The Ottumwa Bulldogs were in Safer Stadium bright and early this morning for Media Day. The Bulldogs got their first chance to throw on their game jerseys, take a few pictures ahead of their season. Then they had their first full padded practice.
Okay, we know like you're a reporter with sports, but are you good at this?
Oh, I mean, just watch. Come on, you ready?
Okay, we're watching. We're watching. We're watching. Your turn.
I'm gonna throw one, okay?
You're gonna throw one. Clearly, you got to keep your day job as a reporter, too.
Thanks, Marlene. We've had an action-packed morning here in Des Moines with sessions 4 and 5 getting underway today. Now, the story of the day so far, Mason Dye of Sigourney in the 113 weight class has made it back to the semifinals. He made it last year, finished 4th, said last year was just business. He said this year is about some unfinished business at the top of the podium. The Ottumwa football team has had a storied past. New head coach Brian Goodwin is looking to pull a Martin McFly and take his team back to the future. Now, they've been hard at work here at training camp the past few days, looking to make sure they can do what they set out to do, become Ottumwa tough. Now, we're still a few weeks out, but it would still be an interesting first week here in Ottumwa. Head coach Brian Goodwin's son is the head coach at Marshalltown. They'll be coming here to Ottumwa for that season opener. Now, we'll have to wait and see if the son can out-tough the father. Truman basketball finally home after road trips for both teams. Let's start with the women's game. They were undefeated on their home court, looking to keep it that way against UM St. Louis. Hills looking to add another ICCAC title to their trophy case. Warriors meeting Southeastern for the 3rd time this season. They split the pair prior. Torrey Patton going to work early in the paint fighting for position and gets a shot to go with the foul. Then Patton again making it happen, contorts for another tough finish. He had IHCC's first 5 of the game. Chiefs game got a late start last night due to some weather in Pittsburgh. Now, wins and losses don't mean a whole lot in the preseason, but Kansas City lost 17-7. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes got the start in the game. Opening drive for the Chiefs. Play breaks down. Mahomes shows that he's got some wheels, scrambles for the first down. Now, that was the only drive Patty was on the field for. The Royals were trailing the Mets 3-1 in the 5th. Merrifield line drive back up the middle, scored Starling from 3rd to start a rally that saw KC take a 4-3 lead. But New York grabbed back a 2-run advantage in the 7th. Pete Alonso has been hot and stayed that way today. Fly ball to right field, smacks off the wall for a 2-run double. Then in the 9th, Alonso goes to the other side of the park, solo home run. Mets win big, 11-5. On the Little League diamond, something special is brewing for the 2nd time for the Virginia team this World Series. Justin Lee had the juice and the sauce on the mound today, and a little help from your catcher never hurts to keep the no-hitter alive. Indian Hill Soccer got their first taste of game action on Friday in an exhibition with Clark. Finally got the chance to go up against some competition besides themselves. Now, the Warriors will be bringing in a host of freshmen to pair with a strong group of sophomores, including Emily Murphy, who led the team in goals. Iowa was one of the last states playing 6-on-6 girls basketball at the high school level. In 1993, they began playing just 5-on-5. But even so, the history of the sport is beginning to fade. That's why Jennifer Sterling of Humanities Iowa is touring the state, looking to keep those memories alive. Since the consolidation of Eddyville, Blakesburg, and Fremont schools, Blakesburg Elementary's gym hosts a rare high school 5-on-5 basketball game. But it wasn't always that way. On Sunday in the gym, Jennifer Sterling brought the history of the 6-on-6 girls game back to Blakesburg. Wrestling is one of the few team sports that isolates one person against the other. On the mat, it's just you and the opponent that stands before you. It would be an understatement to say that Albia's senior wrestler Aiden Reeves has been dominant. Last season, he went undefeated en route to another state title, and this month's Complete Family Medicine Student Athlete of the Month has greater aspirations.
Separate myself. I came in, after last year, I obviously had a pretty good year, and, the goal this year is to have the most dominant season in Iowa high school history.
Aiden wrestles in the 126 weight class, and Flow Wrestling has him at number 5 in the country at that weight. He's been a state medalist 3 times and is twice a state champion. And with his name already hanging on the walls of the Blue Demon Wrestling Room, the inspiration he leaves for those to follow is parallel to the success he's had.
He's following in the footsteps of another Division I athlete that we've got now and Carter Isley. So, you know, there was a time when Aiden wanted to be Carter, and now we've got kids that want to be Aiden.
It's awesome to have those guys look up to you. It's really humbling, and it's something when you're a little kid, you know, you look up to those guys, and it's the inverse of that. Being one of those guys now is just something that you always dream of being. You know, it's something you aspire to do your entire life.
He's really motivational. He's always there. He's got encouraging words. He knows so much, like helping us out. He can teach anybody about anything.
Next fall, Aiden will join Iowa State's wrestling program, and even with all that success in his past and potential in his future, he strives to prove himself day in and day out.
I believe that the only pressure you really have is stuff that you put on yourself. So nationally ranked, you know, top 5 is really cool, but you got to take it for what it's worth. You know, they don't go out and raise your hand because you're ranked higher than the other kid, you know, so it's coming in and making those investments every day and still improving. On the mat, you only get 6 minutes to showcase your abilities, but the passion you show while doing it can be passed down from one generation to the next. From Albia, James King, KTVO Sports. Lily Anderson. Many of you have seen the Ottumwa senior on Tuesday and Friday nights in Evans playing for the girls basketball team. On the floor, Anderson averaged just under 16 points and 8 rebounds for the season.
Second year in a row where she's been in the top 2 or 3 in free throw attempts and makes, and then in the top of the charts in blocks. All of her numbers just add up to somebody I think that hopefully has a chance to be an all-state player.
But what if I told you that for March's Complete Family Medicine Student Athlete of the Month, basketball was just her second sport? Lily will be attending Southern Methodist University in the fall on scholarship for equestrian.
My sister started riding when she was younger, and then when I was born, there's just something that I always did, that I've always done, and then I hope that I can always continue to do.
She'll be stepping into one of the elite programs in the nation. The Mustangs are in the top 3 of the National Collegiate Equestrian Association rankings ahead of next month's national championships.
I love the coach down there, and I know that there are more girls coming in that will really add to the team, so I'm really excited for the future.
And as good as she is in her 2 sports, she's even better in both the locker room and the classroom.
She's a 4.0 student, valedictorian. It works for that too. That success, she doesn't rest on it. She wants to be better, and she's a really good teammate. She does a good job in a leadership capacity, and I think that transcends everything that she does.
Anderson will be the only student from Ottumwa High to go to college for equestrian, but her path can inspire anyone from the city of Bridges and beyond to do what they love.
It just shows that you can really be from anywhere to do whatever you want, basically. I just think it's really cool because not a lot of people know what it is, and so when I tell them like I ride horses, they're like, oh, that's so cool.
From Ottumwa, James King, KTVO Sports.